Hey everybody, Johnny here with Veteran SA. We're doing a special segment on highlighting our sponsor, our very, very awesome sponsor, Game Day, Vern from Game Day Men's Health over at Alamo Ranch. What's going on, Mr. Vern?
It's cracking, man. Yeah, thanks for inviting me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, thanks. Hey, again, meeting Mr. Vern here, he kind of reached out to us out of the blue. He saw our magazine and our information, and he was like, man, I need to be part of this. So tell us a bit about yourself, man. I know you're a military veteran as well. Yep. So tell us a little bit about how you got to San Antonio, how you got here, and where you're at.
Yeah, man, I'll give you the story. So, yeah, Navy cat, CTR, Signals Intelligence. So
Nice.
made the decision to join the Navy. Went through my schooling, man, Great Lakes like everybody else. Took me through Pensacola, Florida, and then lo and behold, ended up here in San Antonio, Texas back in like December of 01, I think. And I've been here ever since, man.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, so you're San Antonian then?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's home, man. It's been home for a long time. And the funny part about it is, man, is I never wanted it to be home. You know, I hated it my first 2 years. Yeah. Here, man. I was in the ghetto. I was in project housing over there off of General McMullen, and man, dude, we were broke as a joke, man. I was like, I wanted out of here as fast as possible, man. But then long story, got out of the military, got a girlfriend, local girlfriend. She showed me around San Antonio. End of story after that. So,
nice. Yeah.
So the Navy brought me here back in 01, man. Finished my enlistment, 4-year enlistment here until 2004. Got out and immediately started playing the contracting game, man, and kind of pretty much did that for the most part for the next 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
A couple civil service stints mixed in between there, mostly contracting. But as my passion the whole time was always health and wellness, man. My passion for health and wellness has been since I was a kid, dude. So I mean, it started with sports at 6 years old. I picked up my first weight at 11, and I never turned back, man. So I always knew I was going to end up in health and wellness in one form or fashion. It took a contract gig ending and me kind of getting burnt out by the government to kind of make that happen, and then I got reeled back into the government anyways. So, I mean, I'll be happy to tell that story if you want me to tell that story. But man, it basically, I'd been working 4 years military, 7 years contract. I was on a JSOC contract for 7 years, doing some awesome, fun work. Got cut, man. It got cut. Immediately started searching for more contracting gigs. Wasn't coming as fast as I wanted, so something switched, man. I was like, you know what? Let's just go pursue the passion. And the passion was health and wellness, so exercise science. So I became a personal trainer, started working at Gold's Gym.
Oh, wow.
Enhanced my certifications. Got to where I was working with specialty populations, like tactical athletes and stuff. So
nice.
Became a certified nutrition coach. I don't know. I think I had like 8 or 9 different specialty certifications. Oh, wow. And then next thing I know, government came calling again, man. Government contractor came to me, and then the Air Force was starting up their, basically in the early stages of their human performance optimization programs. It was called Battlefield Airman Prep at the time. But yeah, they kind of rolled me in. They saw my background, military guy, intelligence guy, health and wellness background too. So it just made sense. So they brought me on as program manager, and came and ran those programs for them for about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Moved on to another company for a little while as a program manager. Then eventually became a director for a new company. And then it took my boss pissing me off, man, to make me decide that I was done working for people. I was tired of getting disappointed in leadership, and I was going to go do my own thing, man. So that's kind of what took me to Game Day Men's Health and Wellness. I wanted to go to pursue my passion again, working for myself this time. Yeah. And that's kind of how I came across Game Day.
Awesome. And how did you narrow down Game Day? Because I know now, TRT probably in the last 3 years have been super saturated. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, it's super. I mean, I'll tell them a little bit about my story. You kind of know a little bit about it, but into it. But it's super saturated now. Everybody's promoting it. There's all kinds of different stuff. It first started with like ED stuff.
Yep.
Then it started into like TRT. Then it started into like all this other stuff. So how did you find Game Day to be the right spot for you?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit, go back to that story about, quitting my job and deciding to start a business, man. So I was in Colorado at the time. I'd been working for this company for like 6 months. I was on my 8th trip, I think, in 6 months. I was busting my ass for this guy. Yeah. And that's when I got the phone call, and the boss pissed me off, And so I got off that phone call, man, and something immediately jumped into my head. And what it was before I left for that trip, I had read a SA News article about a local business owner who was going to start franchising his business. It was called Evolve Human Optimization Lab. So it was almost identical to what I did for the Human Performance Group of the military. A lot of fancy toys like cold plunges, saltwater float tanks, saunas, but it was in a community environment. And so when I got that call from the boss and he pissed me off, dude, man, it was divine intervention, brother. It jumped right in my head. And I don't know why reading that article jumped right in my head, but it jumped right in my head. And the very first thing, as soon as I hit end on that phone call. And so I jump on the laptop, man, and I couldn't remember the name of this company. So I go and I pull up the news article, find out who it is. I go to the company's website, right there at the top, franchise button. So hit the franchise button, man. It wasn't even 10 minutes later. I was on the phone with their director of operations.
Oh, shit.
And we had said, they were blown away by me, my background. They're like, yes, you're exactly the franchisee we need. I landed in San Antonio the next day and went straight to meet them. And
wow.
so I did a tour of their facility, man, walked around it. Everything was awesome. Everything was going great. It was amazing. Then we go to Black Rifle. And it's funny, man. That's actually where I found your magazine that same day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we go there and then we start talking numbers, man. And it just made no sense. It was insanely expensive to get into. His royalties were through the roof. And it was going to take a long time for me to get my money back. And so, but by that point, man, my mind was made up. My mind was made up. I'm going into business. What am I going to do? And so I started searching into franchising for health and wellness businesses. You know, there's a couple different, there's websites you can go to that'll kind of rack and stack all the different franchising opportunities, put them in categories, if you will. And so I looked in health and wellness and I started going down the list, looking at all these. Now, keep in mind, man, I did not have the money to start a business. I was planning on owning a business maybe like 5 years down the road.
Yeah.
So getting into the right business a lot of it was money. You know, I was like, okay, how's this going to work? So looking at the health and wellness businesses, it was like, all right, man, maybe I can make this work. Maybe I can't make this work because some of them were pretty expensive. Looked at a few gyms, like the D1 training gyms, the new fancy gyms that are coming out, way too much money to get into. And really at the bottom of the list, man, was Game Day Men's Health. And I looked at it and dude, it just right away, everything about it made sense. It wasn't that expensive to get into. It was an emerging market, like you said, testosterone. It just checked a lot of boxes for me, but it was still kind of right on the fringe of me being able to afford it. You know, so at the same time I was settled on Game Day, I was still racking and stacking other opportunities that weren't health and wellness. Because I needed to find a way to get into franchise ownership and do it the cheap way first, build up some revenue, then get into the real thing that I wanted. So man, I probably sat down and had what's called discovery calls with franchisors, probably like 40 of them. And I'm not even kidding, dude. Mattress companies, outdoor lighting companies, cleaning companies. I mean, you name it, dude.
Yeah.
Funny story, man. Mattresses are one of the most profitable businesses you can ever get inside.
I've heard that before. I've heard
cheapest to get started with. I almost pulled the trigger because I could have started a mattress business like in 2 days, man. So I had my game day in my mind and I had my backup options set. Game day, I came to the conclusion that I was not going to be able to do it on my own. I was like, all right, I need a partner, I need an angel investor, I need something. So we went. I'm a golfer, so me and my now business partner, and one of my really closest friends on our fourth, went on a golfing. Went to go golf one day, and I don't know. I think we were like on a hole 10 or something. I waited till like halfway through the round, and then right after we got done teeing off on a hole, I just made the announcement to the group. I'm like, hey guys, here's what I'm doing. I was like, here's what I could use. I could use a business partner. I could use an angel investor. I could use somebody that wants to do a loan. I mean, I need something, some kind of help. You know, what's up? My now business partner got done teeing off and he walks back, puts his club back in the bag and he says, hey man, he's like, I'm interested. He's like, let's talk. I was like, okay, which way you interested? And he's like, well, let's talk on Monday. And so I'm thinking the whole time that he just wants to invest. You know, just wants some money. Getting ready to retire for the second time from the government. He probably just wants to invest and shake some money. But call him up on Monday and he's all game to do business, be a business partner. Wow. He was getting ready again. He's close to retiring from the NSA. He's already retired Army. He's getting ready to retire from the NSA as well. And he was getting ready to take his second or third master's course just out of boredom. Because he's like, he can't sit still.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got to do something. So he was like, on this phone call, he's like, man, I was already thinking about starting school again. He's like, this is a better idea. Yeah. He's like, but that was it, man. We were done. And then a month later.
About 90% of business deals do close on the golf course, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah, man, it did, man. And it wasn't even a month later, bro. We were in California to do our what do they call that? Discovery Day. We kind of go in, meet the founder, they meet you. It's kind of like a dual interview process.
Oh, okay.
We came home from there, and about a week or two later, we got offered the territories that we wanted, and that was end of the story, man. So,
man, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like you say, talk about divine intervention. I mean, we have multiple conversations with that, and you know, following that intuition of like, you know, this is where I need to just kind of like go with the flow. Just say, hey, the universe is speaking to me. I just shut up.
Yes.
And listen.
Listen to your intuition, man. I can't tell
it.
that to people every day, man. It's like, if you don't trust your intuition, work on it, man.
Yeah.
It's going to lead you in the right direction.
It's going to lead you in the right direction.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, I mean, you got game day. So what's, I guess, game days overall, things of fitness and health and all that stuff for men. But what's your mission as you being, game day, of course, has their own little core values and all that stuff. But I know as a franchisee, you're able to kind of like, hey, fix it toward you.
Yeah.
So what's Game Day Alamo Ranch's
Yeah.
mission of the community?
It's very simple, man. To help the community not be sick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's literally what it's about. I'm going to say this. I say this to everybody. I've said this to you. I've said it to everybody I meet. Some people believe it. Some people don't believe it. I know you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit about money, man. I really don't care about money. Money's a piece of paper. I don't give a damn about money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about it. I care about health and wellness. I care about people being fit. I care about people being healthy, mentally, physically, and spiritually. When I see unfit people, I see sickness. That's what I see. That's what's in my mind when I see it walking by. You know, it's like it's sickness, and I know how they're struggling at home. I know they're struggling at home. Like when they're in their moments, their personal moments at home, they hate themselves. They're upset with themselves, and I want to contribute to fixing that. You know, and teaching people. You know, get your physical health under control. Watch what it does for your mental health. Then watch what it does for your spiritual health. And then you're around for your family, man. You're around for yourself. You're around for your family. You're around for others. And it just, life works so much smoother when everything's in balance and you're taking care of yourself. So, I mean, that's really what it is, man. I have a huge passion for health and wellness, and I want to pass that passion on to people. Like when I was a personal trainer at Gold's, man, there was no better feeling than seeing that switch, you know, where you're working with somebody who probably has never even thought about fitness in their life. And they're struggling, they're getting through the first few weeks, they're getting into month 1, month 2. The next thing you know, there's somebody that just comes in and they just come in walking with a ball of fire, man. Like
Exactly.
Energy, and they're into it, and now they're addicted to it, and now it's part of their lifestyle. So yeah, seeing that switch, man, and just seeing people get healthy is amazing. You know, and we're starting to see it now in my clinic, man. We've been open we're a few days away from our 6-month mark now. So like our patients that came through the very first month or two, you know, they're now 3-4 months into their programs, if you will. And the products and the services and their effort is really starting to take hold. And you see the change in these people, man. Like especially with just testosterone alone. And these guys come in with like no life in them whatsoever. Like just drained, just dragging through the day, dragging through life. And then when these products start to take hold and they start to put in the effort and things like that, and you start to see these changes, man. You see the light come back in their eyes. You see the energy come back in their soul, and it's like just different people, man. And so that's what I take pride in, man. And it's a joy to see that walk through the door every day and know that I played a part in that.
Yeah, and that's awesome to hear. Now I'll be your testimonial.
Yeah, I hope you
because
will.
I know when we first talked, I kind of told you about my issues with testosterone and all that, and me trying to look at other places and say, hey, maybe this is a fix for me. You know, I was 40 years old. I mean, I went to search and rescue school as an air crew. I was fit. I did triathlons back in the day. You know, I was Mr. in shape, Mr. like I can do this, I can athletic. And, you know, I'm 44 now. I'm like, damn, I'm just catching myself sitting on the couch all day, just no energy whatsoever. And then, you know, so I started, I'm not going to mention the other people's name that I went to clinic, but it was just one of those places that you just go to, you know, treat like cattle. Like every time you go visit, you got to pay something. You got to pay the doctor to see the doctor, all that other stuff. But I did, they tried this, tried that. I tried some other stuff called, I remember I told you about, the lotion or whatever it is.
The TRT creams?
The TRT cream, right? Yeah. So I mean, at first they were like, try these pills, right? They send me somewhere else. I got to go get these pills. Pills like ginormous. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, I can't swallow, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. So like, here, try this cream. And I tried the cream, and I mean, I could tell the difference between where I was lacking and what I needed. I mean, I told you, but I went from sitting on the couch, and then I tried the cream, and then next thing you know, I just had this sudden urge. I cleaned the whole garage. I nonstop, like 6 hours, like set everything, cleaned the garage. I had some wood projects. I finished those wood projects, cleaned the house, cleaned my car. I was like, holy shit. I went to sleep, and I was like tired, and I was ready to go the next day. I was ready to go the next day. Yeah. And it was a really good thing. And I tried to tell them like, hey, I think I like this. And, you know, just a hard, we'll come in and do this and that. But, you know, the creams, they have a lot of the issues where, you have to make sure you rub it in all the way, make sure you don't touch nobody, make sure you're washing your hands. Most form, so it's not it worked effectively in my body, but the efficiency of it wasn't what I needed. It didn't fit my what I needed. And then that's like not even a month later, I met you, and we started talking about this other stuff, and we tried to talk about it, like, man, going to your office, seeing the site and how you have it set up, your staff, your wife. on just how inviting it is. And, just text you that earlier,
Yep.
about, you
Sterile
make
doctor's
it, you make it invite, you make it welcome, you make it like you're here to help us. You're not like some other these other places where it's just scrubs or your doctors are hiding behind the door. You want to see them, you got to pay. You got to pay to see the doctor, or whatever. And where it seems like they're medically professionals and you have a problem.
Yep.
And I think that's what guys that are our age, we're still considered in our prime a little bit. We're still kind of there. My son still can't beat me out no matter how big he is. Can't beat me, can't take me down, can't beat me in basketball yet. So, we're still there, but we're missing that one little beef that, that one little boost that we had as a youngster.
Yep.
But, so we still have that in us. So it's still hard for us to even say, we need help. And I think that's kind of the difference about game day and you in general is just you give us that that comfortability that we're feeling that, you're here, you're there with us.
Yep.
You're there with us. You're going to give us, and then speaking even to your nurse practitioner, what was her name? Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was freaking awesome as far as like, it's like, I'm not ready for a full on TRT to take over my life. Yeah. I want to see if I could still do this on my own. And she recommended doing that other treatment. And, it boosts me up, man. And I feel it every day. I just like, hey, you know what? I'm not crashing out at 1 o'clock or after lunch. I'm not like tired and bogged down. I still got energy to keep going.
Yeah.
So, and I needed to do all this stuff that I'm doing. So I think that was the biggest difference between you guys that I found researching other people was just like how comfortable you make it in the office, how informative. Not everything has a price to it. Not everything costs to play, pay to play kind of thing. So I really, really love that part about you guys.
Yeah, man, that's huge. I mean, and I'm glad you said that because that's literally the goal. So the goal is to show how invested we are in their health. And so, I mean, I'd say to date, man, like I said, I think I just mentioned we're almost open 6 months now. I've probably greeted about 90 to 95% of my patients to this point. First time patients, the first time they walk through the door. Look them right in the eyes, tell them that I'm not there for their money. I'm there for their health. I'm invested in their health. If they decide to sign up with us, they got a dedicated team that's going to be involved in their journey the whole way through. And I really don't give a crap about their money. That's not it. I mean, I've worked so many custom deals with people just to give them this service, these products that are working on restricted budgets. Excuse me, because I don't care about the money. I really do care about their health, and I'm invested in them. And man, and they feel that. They feel that. They see it. Some people it takes a little bit to get past the business owner not interested in money piece of it. But after week when they come in and they see and they feel that vibe and they see the service that they're getting, that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish there, man. And look at our reviews. Our reviews say the same thing, man. And I love that. That's what I'm most prideful in is that you go and look at our Google reviews and it's people saying that exact thing. Vern and his staff actually care. They actually give a shit, and we do. We actually care about them.
I refer people to you all the time, man. I tell people go in there and talk to Vern. Go talk to his wife. They will get you hooked up. They will get you squared away. Yeah. So what? Where do you see game day being able to? How do you see game day be able to serve the veteran community?
Yeah, I mean, it's in a lot of ways. I mean, and first and foremost, let's just start with the testosterone alone. So we're trying to get all the vets in there. With me being a vet, my business partner being a vet, being a military city USA, we want to be that spot, that safe space where vets can come in and feel comfortable. So first of all, it's just the environment, man. It's walking in with like-minded individuals. You see our military flags on the wall. You see the military artwork. Introduce ourselves as vets. And so right away, it's just a safe space. You're not getting judged there. You're there to get your health taken care of, and you're with like-minded individuals. So giving them a safe space with like-minded individuals is a huge piece. I mean, this is a vet.
Yep.
Vets want to be around vets, and it's just because they understand you. They've been there. They've been in it with you. So we give them that space. We give them that space. And then it's just, really, it's about education, man. I mean, we get in there and when they're starting with the testosterone conversation, it's letting these guys know, hey, what are you experiencing physically, mentally? Where are you at right now? Okay, well, let's start off with your testosterone. Let's see where it's at. And it's about explaining that, not having your hormones balanced. When your hormones are imbalanced, nothing works properly. Nothing, mentally, physically, everything is off. Everything is off. So just start there. Let's start there. Let's get your hormones balanced. Let's get your testosterone balanced. At my clinic, we actually optimize it. We don't just get it normal or average. We actually work on optimizing it so you feel your absolute best. And then from there, it's like, what else are you experiencing? What are you doing? Do you have any mental issues? Are you struggling? What's going on in your head? We got things like, just having testosterone balance helps with mental health, depression, things like that. And then we have, the new things, the peptides that are out right now, man.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Man, I'm a huge on this, and I'm really, really, really trying to get vets and anybody that has any mental health issues into our space. Because, man, if you have not learned about peptides, if you have not done research on peptides, please start, because they have the potential to replace every form of medication on the planet. But specifically for this conversation, it's about mental health. There's a lot of anecdotal, and it's anecdotal as of right now just because of how new peptides are, but there's going to be more and more data coming out and research coming out about peptides, cognitive peptides, and what they're doing to help reverse brain issues, mental issues.
Wow.
Whether it's PTSD, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, TBIs, they have peptides that can rewire the neuroplasticity in your brain, rewire your brain, basically. So a lot of information is coming out about these, and these are root cause treatments. This is at the cellular level. You are not treating a symptom. Like for any vets that are out there that are on any kind of mental health drugs right now, you are taking a drug to treat a symptom.
Yep.
Probably turning you into a zombie is probably what's happening. You are not doing yourself any good. You're not curing that issue whatsoever. Peptides have the potential to cure that issue. They have the potential to reverse that issue.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get people, and it's nothing more than a chain of amino acids, bro. That's all it is. It's a chain of amino acids. If you go to the gym and you drink amino acids, almost the same stuff. You're basically putting it just in an injection format into your body.
Wow.
Goes down to the cell, tells the cell to do that job, whatever its job is, more effectively and more efficiently, with almost no side effects.
Yeah.
And definitely not the side effects you see on the medication commercials where you might die, where you have to spend half the commercial talking about the side effects.
Yeah.
It's not that. So it could actually really, really help. It's natural medication, and we're talking about possible cures here. Possible things that can reverse your situation permanently. So you don't have to take a pill for the rest of your life. So really trying to make a huge push to get them in there. I'll be real honest, man. It's been slow. And it's hard getting people to come in to talk about mental health, man. It really is. So I'm hoping things like this get the word out, and people, somebody takes that chance, man. They come in and experience what we have to offer them, and make some real changes, man.
Yeah, that's on my list. That's on my list to try the peptides. I love that you have all the information in your waiting room about the different peptides. So while you're waiting, you can take a look at it. And so you go in there and check it out, and in their place, you'll be able to see all the different information you have on the different peptides and stuff. And then, of course, talking to your nurse practitioners, they freaking break it down to you, Barney style. So, and that's what I loved about it, is that you got so much information. So when I'm ready to pull that trigger, I'll be like, heck yeah, this is what I want to do. This is the result I'm looking for.
Yep.
And especially as somebody with cognitive issues, with my PTSD and all that stuff, that's one of my biggest things. I know when I'm going through those days where I'm just like struggling, it's the brain that goes first. Your memory, your coordination, just all that stuff just kind of starts messing up.
Yep.
And that's, definitely having something that it's not all about just getting in shape and being all, whatever, but, if it just helps you with your brain and gets you thinking back sharper, thinking about quicker, thinking, helping your memory and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's just a huge benefit for especially for vets. I mean, that's so much. It's such a help, because we already have a lot of great skill sets. So if we can just be at our sharp selves again, oh man, we'll be able to contribute to whatever, our families, our businesses, our jobs, all that kind of stuff. So
I'll be able to give you some data here pretty soon, man, because I'm getting ready. So I'm somebody that basically acts as a guinea pig in my own place, because I want to take all the stuff so I can, give information. I want to be able to provide information to customers, patients. So I've done some of my peptides from the growth hormone peptides that are more for fitness and stuff like that. Very, very effective. But now I'm getting ready to start my first brain peptide stack. So I'm going to experiment with about 3 or 4 different peptides that do different functions for the brain. And I'm doing it just to collect data. I'm going to collect data. And I also want to see why I can get my brain to function.
Yeah.
How fast can I get my neurons firing? How can I get my cognitive abilities going? All that kind of stuff, memory, focus, drive. So I got a personal piece of it, but also a lot of it's just for guys like you, customers, people that are coming in. I want to be able to provide information. Here's what I experienced on this. Here's what you may experience on this. So I'm getting ready to start it myself, man, and I'll be able to tell you here in a few weeks exactly like what it's done for me and things.
For sure. And I think, like I said, I'm gonna be in line for that. Maybe I can document it too and share that with you, because I think it's a big thing, man. When you're talking about how it could potentially cure. And I always said that PTSD is something that you're always gonna to live with, because how we treat it now. is something that we're always going to have, because it's always just about treating the symptoms until we can find something that can. I think one of our doctors that talk about sometimes it could be a chemical thing in our head that this the way we're treating it just wrong. Yeah. And maybe this is something that can be in there to put that balance back in your brain.
It is, man. It's about they're only gonna be able to cure it and fix it by rewiring the brain. That's exactly. You got to rewire the brain, and they know that there's things out there that rewire the brain. Psychedelics rewire the brain. They know that. It's been studied. Like, they know it for a fact that it rewires the brain. Like, there's people that have been cured from PTSD by going through psychedelic treatment. Yeah. Peptides is just another thing to add to that list. There's peptides that actually can rewire the brain. And that's where the fix is. That's where the root cause is. That's where the cure is. It's about rewiring the damaged wires in the brain. Because unless you do that, you ain't fixing anything. All you're doing is treating the symptom.
Just treating the symptoms, exactly. Yeah. So, so do you have any kind of current promotions? Anything you want to announce and promote right now? I mean, what kind of stuff we can look for?
Yeah, so vets always get 15% off for life. So that's a goal. And I say that and keep in mind, I like I told you before, I still work custom deals with people, man, because I'm not about the money, man. So I've got a lot of vets that are with me right now that I'm working with them on restricted budgets just because I want to help them out, man. So 15% discount for life for those that can afford it. And if you can't afford it, please come in and talk with me, man. I'm willing to work with everybody. Right now we're running a monthly special, which is 20% off of any new service. So for this month, they'd get 20% off. Going forward, it's 15% off for life. But like I said, I love helping vets out, man. So I want to help them out as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and then if you're seeing this and you're watching this and you want to tell them, hey, reach out to Vern and say, I saw this on Veteran SA. It'll hook you up too. Special gift.
Yeah, absolutely will. 100%.
Yeah. So, I know there's a lot of different franchises and stuff like that here in San Antonio, stuff like that. So how they can find you directly?
Yeah. So I'm in the Alamo Ranch location over off of 3903 Wiseman Boulevard. It's literally right where Wiseman Boulevard meets Highway 151, right before you cross into Alamo Ranch. Phone number is 830-376-9100, 830-376-9100. If you're on the other side of town, I don't mind hyping up the other guys as well. So I'm actually partnered with the Cibolo Shirts owners. We do a lot of marketing stuff together. So Cibolo Shirts is open, and there's also one open up in Stone Oak as well. So yeah, if that's closer to you, please go there. Just keep in mind that it's not my location. So everybody runs their businesses a little bit differently. So if you want to head on down to Alamo Ranch, I'd be happy to have you. We're going to take great care of you guys.
Nice, yeah. And I know you have some future stuff too going on.
Yeah, man. We're so our second territory is New Braunfels. We're hoping to open that up in the fall time. So we're hoping to be on the territory hunt here in the next few weeks. Big announcement, man, is our UTSA sponsorship. So yeah, man. So that's it's already kind of live, but there's not much happening right now because it's not sports season yet. But football season is about to take off, man. So we are partnered. We're the official athletic sponsor of UTSA Athletics. It's awesome, man. It's huge, man.
That's awesome.
Great stuff too, man. It's not just like, oh, we got to use their name and logos and stuff. No, man. You're going to see us at the halftime shows. So they're branding us at 3 halftime shows, man. They're calling it the Game Day Middle-Aged Man Olympics. They're going to at halftime at 3 home games, they're going to pull 2 40-plus-year-old men out of the crowd down onto the field. They're going to compete in an obstacle-style man chore race. Basically mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, that kind of stuff. The loser's going to get a shirt that says "I have low testosterone," and the winner's gonna get some kind of prize. We're going to be on the jumbo screen, the LED ribbon board, the PA announcements. It's going to be all eyes on game day during halftime for 3 events. We're going to be in their UTSA fan zone, tailgate zone. We're going to be at some of their alumni events, like their runs, their golf. They're going to get us involved in soccer, volleyball. We're on the Coach Traylor's radio show, his talk show that he has. So, yeah, man, it's about to really blow up. Game day is about to be known all across San Antonio with this partnership. So we're insanely excited about it, man.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So if you're looking for the testosterone information, the peptides information, Game Day, Alamo Ranch is a spot to be. Game Day with UTSA partnership, I mean, that speaks high volume because our UTSA is pretty much, it's their, they run pretty much San Antonio. It's like, just like the Spurs, just like that. I mean, it's just so for them to partner with you guys to find the value in Game Day Men's Health for their programs and their young men and their people, their team out there is a very big win for Game Day and for UTSA.
Yeah, it really is. One thing I wanted to add real quick too is 2 of our other services that we have. We do medical weight loss as well. We do ED services at our place. And even though it says Men's Health in the name.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
We do treat women for everything other than testosterone and obviously ED. So we have a lot of women for weight loss, vitamins, and peptides. So we can treat women. So all the lady vets out there or your spouses, they can come see us as well.
Yeah, definitely come see them. Come Vern's wife sits right there in the front. She manages all that, and she's super nice and super welcoming. So if you're looking for a place that can service women and help you and looking for comfortability for a woman, you're definitely a nurse practitioners and your medical assistant. One thing I wanted to add there, one thing that set you aside that I'd really, really, really loved is that you have your in-house. We didn't talk about your in-house lab.
Yeah, we do need to talk about that.
In-house lab is super awesome.
Yep.
I know when I went to the other place, I had to wait 3 days. I went to the VA and they tested my tester and I had to wait a week for them to even remember. I had to call them. They didn't call me.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I had to call them. They didn't call me. But the fact that you guys have your in-house lab is what is a game changer.
It separates
I think.
us.
Yeah, it separates them.
We're the only one in the country that has it, man. So it allows us to get guys started on treatment immediately if they're eligible. So like you said, it's usually a 3-appointment process. Come in, blood draw. Come in for results. Come in, start treatment. We do it all within 45 to 55 minutes typically. That on-site laboratory gives us the testosterone results immediately. Also the prostate levels. So we check prostate levels as well. So if you're getting hammered by your wife to come in and get your prostate checked, we check prostate levels. So we'll be able to give you a screening on that, whether or not you have any risk. But yeah, so we got an on-site lab, man. And so if they are eligible by numbers and if they're eligible by symptoms, we can start them that same day as their first appointment. They can come in, get seen, get their results, have a consultation with the provider. And then if they're eligible for treatment, they can walk out the door with treatment already administered.
Man, that's awesome. So you're watching this right now and you're sitting on the damn couch and you're sitting somewhere and you're feeling like crap. Come and see them. I'm telling you, it's not going to be a multiple visit thing. You'll be able to get everything you need, all your answers. That's the one thing us men hate, having a way for answers, having a way to get things done. We want to, if we're already off the couch, we want to get everything done now. So the fact that we can do that over at your office and get the labs done, get your consulting and figure out what's going on and have a game plan right then and there and get started, I think, that is what by far the game changer, by far what sets you apart from everywhere else. So please, 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 if you're a guy and you're thinking about maybe this is what I need to do, just come and see them. Come down to the Alamo Ranch location or reach out to them, and you'll be able to get your answers. Even if maybe it's not what you're looking for. Maybe you don't need testosterone. You just it's something else, or they're able to identify something else for you. Come get checked out.
And it's complimentary. That first visit is complimentary too.
Complimentary.
So you're not going to pay for anything, man. We're going to present you with your best options. It's up to you if you want to get started or not. We're not going to pressure you to buy anything. It's up to you. All we're going to do is sell you on your health. That's what we're going to sell you on.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Mr. Vern. Well, I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, brother.
Thanks a lot, man, and thanks for sponsoring us. Thanks for believing in. Quick little backstory. Vern reached out to us. He found our magazine. And reached out to us and said, "Hey, I love what you're doing. I want to partner with you. How can we partner together?" It's been over 6 months now since time we've started, and then now you came over to the podcast, and so we love that you support us. I appreciate you supporting us. So anything we can do and our viewership can do to support you, we'll definitely be doing that too.
You guys are already doing a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. All right.
Yep.
Out. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.